Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Invincible Minds podcast, a podcast where I sit down with extraordinary individuals who have turned their trials into triumphs, proving that with the right mindset, absolutely anything is possible. I am your host, Nyatanga. Our guest today is someone who will leave you inspired and motivated after hearing his story. He has come from humble beginnings, and he is the biggest male model here in Dubai, and it is my privilege and pleasure to be able to call him a friend, a brother, a mentor, someone that I just look up to, man. And it's great to have him here as the first guest of the podcast. Welcome, Mr. Eric Fitz.
That was a sick intro.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Ooh.
I mean, I can do it again and add some more seasoning. I mean, we can add more seasoning because we forgot to say entrepreneur, Porsche club owner, drop top,
Yes, sir. That's good. Good.
Man. How are you, bro? How are you?
Bro, I'm so good.
Yeah.
I'm so good. And you?
Yeah, no, I'm great, man. I mean, earlier today you were at a speaking engagement, man. How did that go?
It went very well. It was actually something for women, business entrepreneur, where women gather and exchange mindset, idea, and everything. And I was the man who was I was a male speaker.
Yeah.
Around 20 lady. It was amazing. It was amazing. There was some very interesting lady business owner there. I couldn't even I didn't even think I would inspire them.
Yeah.
And then at the end everyone was like, wow. And I was like, oh, okay. It was good.
It's nice to see you doing incredible things, man. It's always a pleasure when I tap into your social media and I'm seeing just how much you're doing. And I was listening to a talk earlier with Trevor Noah and Simon Sinek, and they were talking about the importance of friendship and how sometimes as men we don't give flowers to our friends as often. And I just want to take this moment to say, honestly, bro, I'm proud of everything that you're doing, and seeing it is inspiring. And the fact that we can do this together and you'll be my first guest for my podcast, it's incredible, man. And we make sacrifices for so many things. Rarely do we make sacrifices for our friendships. So I'm really grateful that you're here and, we can share this moment. So let's get into it, man. Let's get started. On Tuesday, we were invited to a event in Dubai, Dubai's 100 most influential people. It was red carpets, everyone really fancy. Yeah. And one of your friends actually turned around and asked us, so how do you guys know each other? Do you remember how we first met?
Of course, I remember 100%. But actually you told me that you saw my Instagram first, but then you didn't you didn't do anything. You just passed my Instagram. But then after that, I saw your Instagram and then I and then I follow. And then I was waiting for the follow back. Then it took you 2 days to follow me back.
Yeah.
And then I was and I followed you because I saw one of your video with your foundation that you have, your charity foundation that you have with kid and everything. And I was like, wow, I love this. And the content as well, we create content. Yeah, everything was just so beautiful about that video. And I was like, nah, I want to be friend with this person. I love the mindset. I love the content.
Yeah.
I love the energy that I'm having from this. So I want to be friends. So I follow. Then you didn't follow back. You follow back after two days, and then I was like,
it's 2 business days for a follow back.
And then after I was like, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I give love. It's a brothers. And then I just forgot. And then we met in the mall. We bumped into each other. And then when I met you, I was like, I don't know, I've seen this guy, but I don't know where. But I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to say anything because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then you came to me.
Yes. So to add a bit more context, so I had gone, I think it was December last year, and I was in Africa, of course, for the foundation and the campaign that I was doing. And I had seen your social media before, I think as soon as I arrived in Dubai, it came up on the algorithm that this guy is doing a lot. I was like, okay, cool, I see what he's doing. But then when I was in Africa, I saw you obviously liked a post and then you followed me and I followed you back. One thing about me is before I came to Dubai, it was so important for me to have organic friendships and organic connections. I had prayed to God that, God, please put men in my life who have the same mindset and who have the same thought process and that I can really connect with. I didn't want to slide in your DMs and be like, hey, let's be friends, you know, like, because you probably get that like every day. And
I do.
and to me, I wanted it to be organic. And I knew that the moment I followed you back, I knew in my mind, I was in Africa, I said, I'm going to meet this guy one day. And it's just going to happen. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm going to meet this guy and we're going to have a conversation. So literally, I think it was 2 weeks afterwards, I landed back in Dubai. And the second day, I was just home alone, wasn't doing anything. I said, you know what, let me just go to Dubai Mall, look around. And I go into Zara and I see you. And I think we both saw each other, but like no one wanted to like be the first one. So we took like 1 or 2 laps in Zara and I was just like, you know what? I said I'm going to meet this guy. Let me meet him. And with friendships and with any connection, you have to be willing to extend an arm first, right? So I said, hey, let me work on my networking skills. Let me just say hello. Like, what's the worst that can happen, you know? So I will go up to you and I was like, hey, I'm Collins. I've seen you on Instagram, you know. Nice to meet you. Like, how are you? And just a simple conversation. And I think we exchanged numbers from that day. And really, it's been a blessing, man. Honestly, like to have your friendship and to just have this experience in Dubai, because a lot of people struggle with making connections in the Middle East. And I'm sure you've heard it as well, you know. So
I've lived it as well.
Yeah, it's really tough. And I think our group of friends, we call ourselves the Mogul Minds because, you know, it's all about mindset and we motivate each other. We're both doing different things, but there's a similarity in our approach, our hunger, right? And yeah, it's great to see, man. It's great to, you know, have this experience, man. So yeah, that's where our story began.
But also, let me just add it while we're here. Bro, you've been doing so good with growing your Instagram. Like, I have people on the street coming to me like, oh, you are Colin's friend. I thought they recognized me because of me. They're like, you are Colin's friend. Oh my God, I know you. I was like, yes. But I'm very proud to say that, you know, you're my friend, you know. When I go out, I'm like, yeah,
that's my guy.
That's my guy. I can call him right now. He'll pick up the phone, you know.
Nah,
so I'm very happy. I'm very happy for you, man.
Yeah, man.
You're doing good. You're doing very good.
Yeah.
And also the way you grow your Instagram. At some point, I was like, how is this guy doing? You know, the more you grew, the more people, because we have so much content together, the more people also come to me. You know, oh, you are the friend of that guy. Crazy.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think when I came to your workshop, actually, one of the model girls was just like, you're here? You know Eric as well? She's just like, yeah, like, what do you mean? That's my guy. And she was actually like, I'm so inspired by how you guys support each other. I think that's one of the things that I love about our friendship group is we elevate one another. Like, we're not afraid to say, this is my guy, this is my friend, he's doing A, B, and C. Like, we're so in tune to what we're doing and we can support one another. And that's difficult. Sometimes people struggle to see their friends do well.
But you know what? Since I kind of went viral on Instagram, I've lost friends.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Some of this friends, they never told me about modeling ever since the time we've been friends. And now I see them on a website of agency applying for a job because when you apply for a job, you can see who applied for the job. And then I was like, this person, you've been with me for like 2 years. You never told me that you wanted to do modeling. And now I see you applying for a modeling job and you don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's quite interesting, man. Yeah,
so
it's true. It's definitely a privilege to have good friends in Dubai, man, because it's difficult to come across to more greater things. I'm really grateful that you're here and, you know, we can share this moment. So let's get into it, man. Let's get started.
Let's go, man.
I want to take a different angle before we start and just go down memory lane. I think you've shared a lot of your story in terms of, you know, life in Dubai and, you know, the challenges that you've had. But I want to go back a couple of years back in time. For those that don't know, Eric is from Cameroon. So tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up in Cameroon and, you know, what your early childhood memories were like.
Bro, I hate it.
You hated it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate my childhood. It was not good at all.
Yeah.
It was violence. It was lack of money. It was hunger. It was shame. Because I wasn't good at school as well.
Okay.
You know, and my younger brother was better than me. I swear. I hate my childhood. I hate it. So like, yeah, so I just grew up with that, and it was burning in me. Yeah. But then when I like start to do my own thing in Cameroon, like people started to be like, maybe, maybe it's going some places. But then they see that it was modeling, like,
Yeah.
until I felt like, I just have to leave.
Yeah.
I just have to leave. But I didn't like my childhood in Cameroon at all.
It's quite interesting that you say that. And looking back, sometimes we tend not to see some of the good when our story has been so rough. You said that you had a brother. You have a brother.
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with your brother when you were in Cameroon, and like what was the family dynamic like? Of course, the external environment wasn't great, suffering, poverty, challenges,
Same.
but at home, like your relationships, what were they like?
It was bad.
You guys didn't get along?
Yeah, it was bad. I was so stupid at school.
Yeah.
And my brother was laughing at me,
Yeah.
So it was not good. When we were child, yeah, it was all love. We were playing, but when we grew up and then it was school, all that, like,
Yeah.
nah, it was the same, man. Like I was the one washing the dish because because I'm not good at school, so it was very annoying. So,
Yeah. So you had a very challenging upbringing when it comes to, of course, the surrounding environments and as well family and relationships.
Yes, 100%.
What was the thing that kept you going? Like in that environment, did you have anything that you enjoyed? Maybe it's a sport, maybe it's something that a project that you worked on. Was there anything that gave you a little bit of hope in those difficult times back in Cameroon?
Depend. Like when I was teenager, up until when I was 20. Yeah, up until I was 20, bro, nothing. Like at some point back when I was maybe, I don't know, 18, like, I wanted to kill myself. Because it was, because that's when my younger brother came to the same class where I was. I keep failing, and then he passed it.
Okay,
I don't want to leave this,
Yeah.
I don't see myself going back to school, people laughing at me, or going home, my mom laugh. Nah.
Yeah.
So it's up until when I was like 20, 21, then I start going to the gym.
Yeah.
I was living for the gym.
Yeah. You
I was
discovered the
putting-
gym.
Yeah, I
the
was putting my
endorphins,
anger there, releasing, and I was very skinny as well, so I gained so much muscle. That's how I was releasing, And then I started my own business. I was one of the only one in Cameroon selling protein.
Okay.
That was like 10 years ago, and I was doing good. And I think things started to get very better.
Thank you for sharing in terms of, the challenges and stuff. So life in Cameroon it's toxic, it's tough, and there's a lot of challenges. You've now discovered the gym. So, you're putting on a little bit of muscle, you're coming into yourself, it's early 20s. What was that period like again, in terms of your mindset and what you were thinking? Now that you're doing physical exercise, you're working on your body, and the endorphins are releasing, so you start to feel good, and it's changing how you see things. Now you're inspired to start a business. Where did that inspiration come from? From someone who was basically in a very dark place, all of a sudden, in less than no time, you're starting a business, you're working on yourself. What was that switch?
I've never really had a business mindset. Even when I was young, or even at school or growing up, I never had a business mindset. It's like I got into that business, which actually made me a lot of money back when at that time. I got into that business because people saw the change in me, and people wanted to be like me.
Okay.
And then they asked me, how are you training and what are you taking?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is how I'm training and this is what I'm taking. And by the way, I have a lot in my house. I can sell it to you. Because I needed money. They're like, and then they were like, oh yeah, bet, let me buy it. And I start selling like one bottle, and then maybe after two bottles, then I order more. I have a friend in Belgium will send me maybe 5. It comes, I take mine and I sell 4. Then I was like, wow, this is actually a business. That's how I started. And then before I order a whole container
Yeah, a
of
full
maybe,
container.
yeah, full content.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
it was, the business was growing.
Okay.
The business was growing. But then when I ordered the full content, it was for maybe for 6 months. I was doing that business.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "What is that? Like, is that drugs that you
Yeah.
bring into my house?" African mom. 10 years ago, she
Yeah,
didn't know.
honestly, my mom said the same thing when I, did the protein shakes. That they don't understand it.
So one time I ordered like maybe 50
Yeah.
or 60. And then
Yeah.
I stuck it into the bathroom and then I sold it out. And my mom was like, what is this people are buying? Like,
Yeah.
And then little I know I ordered the full container. But when the full container came, Africa, our people, they stole half of my container. Yeah, I cried. I was like, I'm out of here. Yeah, like you trying to do something for yourself,
Yeah.
and they just do it dirty to you like that.
Yeah.
They stole half and then they opened the other half to see what's inside, if it's still the same. Like, I lost a lot, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with this country.
Cool.
That's how I left.
Okay, so business is going well. You're now becoming the man in Cameroon, and you face your first, I guess, business loss. You've invested, you've put your money into this thing, and you said you cried.
Yeah.
And like that was really painful. How did you get yourself out of that? I mean, what did you say to yourself in those moments? Did you get any advice, or what was your thought process behind taking such a heavy loss? Because it's difficult, when you lose something monetary, but also when you see something working, and it's like, now I have to start from scratch.
For me, it was a way out. I was like, I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
I'm not, because if I do it again, what if I do it again, they stole another content? Like, I was like, no, I'm not doing it again. Like, I just want to leave this country.
Okay.
I had the anger.
Yeah.
I had a very big anger. I was like, I don't want to be in this country anymore, because God see I'm trying. Like, I'm really trying.
Yeah.
And people do this to me. Like, how? I was like, no. I didn't want to be in that country from that moment. I didn't even want to do business anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get out of this country.
You need to get out.
Yeah.
Okay. So was that then the thing that fueled you to
Yeah,
come to Dubai?
it did.
That
It
was the unfortunate circumstance
Yes.
that made you look elsewhere. And from that point, how long did it take you to get to Dubai?
I think it took me about a year, and a half.
Okay.
Because at that time I didn't know I was gonna go to Dubai.
Okay.
To me, it was like, I just need to get out.
You want to go anywhere? Okay. So Dubai wasn't anything you were looking for?
No.
How did Dubai happen then?
Dubai happened because later on, like, a friend told me about Dubai, but my plan was to take the road.
Yeah.
Clandestine boat, like, we go to Alger and then we cross the desert. Like, I had a plan with my cousin.
Yeah.
We were like, we're done with the country. We have money in our pocket. We have the plan. Let's go. And then reach to Morocco. Morocco, we jump the...
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, when I was planning it for so long, and then Dubai opportunity came, and we're like, okay, I can actually travel with... The visa is easy. I couldn't believe the visa. They can give us the Cameroonian people visa that easily.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me go there and see. Let me go try. You know? So that's what happened.
Okay, nice. So you've now made this journey to Dubai, and I can imagine your eyes were big and open as soon as you arrived, because the same thing happened to me. I think the first time I landed in Dubai, I was just like, what is this place, man? I'd never seen something so massive, beautiful, incredible. But for you, it was different, because I came last year. You came 7 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Or 7 years ago. So you were, the Dubai you saw is different to the Dubai I saw. So what was that like? Did it look different to Cameroon at that time? Or like,
course.
where was Dubai in that moment when you arrived? Like,
Bro.
your first day, what were you thinking?
Bro, it wasn't that different though. Like, there were still the Sheikh Zayed roads, pretty impressive, you know. Not much have changed on the Sheikh Zayed road, but inside, outside, a lot have changed. So to me, I was like, bro, the road, I've never seen those road, that kind of road in my... And I remember I was looking at the road and I was like, am I ever gonna drive here?
Yeah.
I was like, this is too big, like, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
And the building, am I ever gonna live in any of those buildings?
that, yeah.
You know, it was scary.
You came alone, or did you came with your cousin, or you came alone?
No, I came alone, bro.
You came on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, and you had no contacts, no one that you knew. So, how did you maneuver like the first couple of things? Like, what did you do first? Obviously, you were looking for a job, right? Or
Yeah.
tell us about that.
I first got a hotel for like a week, but then there was a group on Facebook, French people in Dubai. Because I speak French, at that time I didn't know how to speak English, so I jumped into the group, French people in Dubai.
You didn't speak any English at all?
Nah, zero.
Just purely French?
Yeah.
Bonjour, ça va? Comme ça?
Yes, man.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to find like French people. I got into the group on Facebook, French people in Dubai, and then I was like just messaging them. Like, hey, I'm new in Dubai. I need a job. Anyone? I put my CV. Like they almost even banned me from the group
Because you're so active.
Yeah. I was messaging everyone. I was posting in that group like I need a job, like any type of job, and so then like my money was like almost like finishing already, and I had to go to. Then I asked people like, where can you pay rent? Where can you pay rent like less expensive? And then they told me about bed space where you can live with people, and like 5 in the room or 6 in the room, and you pay less, and you can be in Marina, you can be in Business Bay. I was like, okay, bet. So I went to Marina. So the first month I was just looking for job. Third month, nothing. And then it's at the end of the third month when my visa was almost expiring. Someone messaged me, I have a job for you, but it's cleaner.
It's a cleaning job.
And I was like, it's okay, whatever it is. Like even if it's construction, I wanna do construction. Like it's like it's cleaner and it's 700. I was like, whatever, how much is it?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
So I thought it was a joke, Then because it was in a French group, the manager of that restaurant was French. So she didn't interview me. Because you're a cleaner, you speak French. Okay, fine, go. We
pick up your broom and mop and start cleaning.
Exactly. Send your passport. We'll do the visa, everything. In less than a month, I had my visa. Like I went to do the visa change in Oman. Then they put me in the accommodation, and I was cleaner.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. That's incredible. But I want to go back just a few steps, because what we want to do and what I want to do with this podcast is really dive into mindset, dive into the thoughts and the process and the approach to difficulties, because someone listening is probably going through that same situation. So you've come to Dubai. This is your one shot. You have a limited amount of money, and you're coming to the end of the visa expiration. It's about to go.
Yeah.
Like basically next week, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go back to Cameroon. When you weren't getting the opportunities, what kept you getting out of bed? What kept you sending those applications? Like, what type of things were you saying to yourself? Because I think self-talk is very important, especially in difficult moments. Looking yourself in the mirror and saying, came here to do this and I'm not leaving until it's done. But sometimes it's hard in practice. So like, what conversations were you having with yourself in that moment? And
bro, you said it all. To be honest, me, like I didn't have much of a conversation. I was like, we're here, we're doing this. There's no other way. I've never thought, maybe I'm gonna. Sometimes I was weak and I was like, maybe I'm gonna go back. But in my mind, it was like, we're here, we're doing this. There's no other option, And I believe like there's this quote who said the only like difference between like a loser and a winner, like the loser never quit, the winner never quit.
Exactly.
That's it. No matter what you do, even if you think you're not doing good, just don't quit. And that was my mindset. I will not quit. I will keep going till I don't know, And I didn't even have a specific plan. I was just like, we're not going back. You're not looking back, and we're not going back. So we just gotta move forward. So that was my mindset.
That's very powerful, man. Like how you look at the situation the things you say to yourself make a big difference. And if you can be content and clear that this is the decision I've made and I need to see it through, it also builds your confidence in yourself, because when you do the things you said you were going to do, you start to have more belief, you know? So that's incredible, man. So your first job, you're cleaning. And in Cameroon, you were this gym businessman.
Model,
you've
gym
model,
business. Yeah.
And you've come to Dubai to clean.
Yeah.
Did that like confuse you, or like did you, or were you I'm just happy to be here? Like, did people see that this is what you were doing? And like, because I can imagine people back home are thinking, oh, he's left for Dubai, he's gonna be doing great things, and now you're cleaning. Like, what was that like?
You know, at the beginning, I was a bit like, I was in shock. I was like, wow, I left a great life in Cameroon. Like, what am I doing here? You know, but at the same time, I was also like, you know what, I don't want to ever go back there.
Yeah.
If I don't make something great outside.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was not very shocked. Like I was shocked, but at the same time, I was like, we're doing this. Like, I don't care about what anyone is gonna say. Like, I really don't know. Like, but I was very focused on that. Like, I'm cleaner. I'm gonna clean so good. Maybe the CEO of the hotel is gonna call me. Yeah, that was my mentality. I was thinking, I'm gonna clean. They're gonna give me an award for cleaning the hotel. Oh yeah. Everything I do, I always make sure, bro, I'm the best of that.
You do it to the best. Yeah. No. So I think there's even a Bible verse to paraphrase, you know, in everything you do it to the best of your ability. So whatever you put your mind to, whatever you put your hands to, do it as best as you can. And of course, that led to reward and that led to new opportunities. So tell us a bit more about the next jobs that you've had, where you moved on from being a cleaner to just before you became a model, because I know you did a few different jobs. So what were the steps from cleaning? What then happened next?
From cleaning, I didn't even clean for a month. And then my manager was like, we need more waiter. And you should, like, you can be waiter.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whatever. Salary went from 700 to 1,200.
Nice.
Waiter.
Coming up.
And I was like, cool. So I started, as a waiter, I was doing so much mistake. I was punching the wrong order. I was taking the wrong order because of the English, and it was an English pub. So imagine the guest, oh, come on, pound on it, and I was like,
Was that your English accent?
And I called my friend. I'm like, please come and help me. My friend was Kenyan. He's like, please come and help me. I don't understand. And then my friend comes. And then they were like, oh, you're not actually good as waiter. We're going to fire you. And I was like, nah, I'm going to learn. So I kept learning. And then, obviously, I adapt. Then after like 9 months of being a waiter, I was over with that. I was like, I need to do something else. Then I resigned. And then I started personal trainer. Then after personal trainer, it went for like maybe like 2 years of personal training. And then after I stopped personal training, because the thing with personal training is, I don't know if I can say that, 80% of trainer have a relationship with their client. Yeah. I mean, I saw it. And I know how Dubai is small, and I know where I wanted to get in Dubai. I was like, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, you didn't want the connotations of what a PT is, you know? Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm out. I don't like it. And I don't like the easy access that people have to me because I'm a PT. I was like, no, I don't want it. So I stopped being PT. And the money also was not that great. I was still living with like a lot of people in the room. And after I tried real estate, not even for a month, failed. I was calling, no booking, no appointment, nothing. Then COVID came, and then after COVID, like, I was like, okay, maybe it's my time to pack my thing and leave this country, you know.
Okay, so you got to that stage again of maybe this isn't working out.
Yeah, because at the end of COVID, this where my landlord, where we were staying like 10 in the flat, he's closing the flat, everybody out, you know. And
so you had left the accommodation from the hotel, and you've gone back to bed space. Okay,
exactly.
So life has really gone up and down and up and down. And
you get it. So end of COVID, 2020, the guy say he's closing the flat, everybody out. So he closed the flat in like a week, and then end up homeless. I don't know where I'm gonna sleep. Like I pack all my stuff, I leave it to a friend house or to my ex house.
Yeah.
And then I just sleep at the beach.
Yeah.
Then I sleep like sometimes I wasn't sleeping there all night, and then I go sleep at my ex. Sometimes I sleep in the bus station. It happened for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks
I
you
was
had
just like, wherever,
no place to put your head, or wherever. Damn, I think that's something that really inspires me about you, man. Is even when you tell this story, you have a smile on your face. And to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but that smile is a smile of knowing that you've overcome, knowing that you never stopped, and knowing that the hardest times do not define us, but it's how we move past them, you know?
Yes.
And just the way you smile, because when I hear homeless, I couldn't even smile telling that story. And I don't think it's a smile of like arrogance or whatever, but it's just a realness. Like I've been there. I know what it feels like to go through that and come out on the other side. So in that stage again, obviously you had your girlfriend at the time, your ex-girlfriend, and you weren't employed at all. You were still looking for jobs.
Yeah.
And now you're thinking, maybe I need to go back to Cameroon. Maybe you haven't thought about this, but I want to take you back to something that you said at the beginning about when you were a child. And you realized that like you were trying this, it wasn't working out, and this was happening. Did you feel a parallel in that? Like, this feels like what I felt when I was a kid, when I was trying and it just wasn't working out?
I didn't actually make the link with my childhood and my life at that time.
Yeah.
Because one thing with me is I always try to block out my childhood because there's nothing about my childhood that I like, you know. So I was just dealing with whatever is there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm going to tell you something, you know, my mindset was more like, it's like, you know, when you go to war and you're like, it's either we win or we die.
Yeah.
That was my mindset. And I really believe like if you play against someone, or if you put someone that the person has no safety, nothing to fall
back on.
He's gonna eat you alive. And that was my mindset. I was like, whatever life throws at me, I take it because I had nothing to lose. What worse could have happened to me? You know. So I was just like, keep trying.
Yeah, that's really, really powerful. And it just made me think of, you know how birds, when they're learning to fly, they have to jump. And there's that fear of like, if your wings don't come out, you're going to hit the ground, right? And that same mentality of, I have to jump and these wings have to open. There's no choice. Like, I have to make it happen, you know? And that's something that someone will definitely take from this. I think even myself, just looking at certain hardships, it's easy to like think of excuses, or easy to like procrastinate, or easy to like feel sorry for yourself. Oh, you know, life has been hard for me and this is never going to work out, but it's either going to happen or I die. Like, there's no in between.
Nah.
There's no safety net. There's no backup plan. Plan A, and plan A alone is what we need to go after. And that's deep.
And even if you don't end up doing your plan A, by the fact that you keep trying, it will lead you to your initial real plan A.
Yeah.
You know, like the same thing, like when I wanted to be cabin crew for Emirate, I was learning English. I was dating cabin crew. I was learning everything about cabin crew, Emirate. I was doing everything. I was going to apply. Like I did so many interviews. And at the end, like, you know, I'm not a cabin crew, but I'm so happy. And now, because I was dating those cabin crew, I know how to speak English. I know a lot about different countries. You know,
exactly. The things we learn along the journey,
that's right,
end up adding value to our destination. You know, and you know, there's a there's a verse in the Bible that everyone loves, Jeremiah. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. And sometimes people read that verse fast and they just think it's plan, but it plans with an S. God has multiple plans, and we may be on one path and it doesn't work out. For example, the Emirates cabin crew, but our road on that journey, the things we're learning, opens another plan that God already orchestrated, you know, and everything we learn ends up coming at the perfect time and adding value to where we should have been. So, yeah, that's interesting, man. And then tell us about the breakthrough moment when everything you had been working towards was now slowly falling into play. So you didn't get the Emirates job, but then years down the line, they call you to be the face of their campaign.
Yeah.
What was that like? I mean, after all the rejections, and then now they're calling you and saying, can you model for us?
You know what's funny? They even called me after that. Now, before that, I think they even called me to actually give me the job.
Yeah.
I turned down the job. Yeah. I was like, I'm not taking it. And then after they called me to be a model.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I know my value, right? You were able to say no to something that wasn't aligned with where you were going now. And you said yes to the right thing. But yeah, tell us about that experience. I mean, modeling for Emirates versus working for them.
So, you know what? In that moment, I was not realizing that, oh, they just rejected me. I just realized it like 2 years ago, and I done that campaign maybe 4 years ago. And I just realized it 2 years ago when I was editing. And I was like, oh, I have the email, they reject me. Like, hey, nah, I have it, you know? But on that moment, I was not realizing that, wow, this is happening. No, it was just natural. I was just doing my thing. It's later on, I was like, wow, I'm actually doing this, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's nice, man. So life has really come full circle. You know, you've come from the most challenging and difficult circumstances in Cameroon. And for our audience, what is life like now? You know, I mean, you're the biggest model in Dubai. Your face is literally everywhere. There's no hotel, no restaurant, no brand that hasn't called your name, and you are known as Mr. Eric Fit, Mr. Dubai. You know, that's the name that comes with it. So does it feel real yet? Do you feel like you're living in your prayers or the things that you...
So before I answer you that question, I want to tell you a lot of something. People think that the success was overnight. And even in general, people think that when like success happened overnight. I don't believe in overnight success. And even if it happened, you will lose it because you're not prepared. Whatever people like, for example, I always say that to people. I've been Eric Fit long before I was Eric Fit.
Yeah.
You know, 3 years ago when no one knew me, I sat with the Hollywood star Chris Hemsworth, and we had a dinner and we were filming.
I saw you posted that. Yeah.
I was already Eric Fit. You know, I was pushing.
Yeah.
I shoot with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
No one knew about it.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just building to the point where like I put my video viral, and now everything that Ronaldinho, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was playing football with Ronaldinho, like Eric Fit, like and people think that, oh, he just blew up because of no. I was long ago, you know.
You were doing that.
The success in my field and what I'm doing didn't come overnight.
Yeah.
It was build.
Yes, yeah.
So now, how it feels now, I feel like I deserve it all.
Yeah.
You know, I like to put the hand on my chest and be like, I'm 100% the best, and I deserve all it and even more. And right now, I'm just waiting for more. It still feels real right now.
Yeah.
But I know it will get to a point where I'm gonna be like, oh wow, this does not feel real. But right now, this 5 years ago, I sat and I was dreaming about all this.
Yeah.
You know,
saw it happen.
I saw it happen. I saw the lifestyle, I saw the car, I saw the dog, I saw the money, I saw the small fame, I saw it all.
Yeah.
But what's coming next? Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen.
But then that's what I'll be like.
Okay, nice. I think, there's something powerful that you said which reminded me of a quote that I read. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success. You know, a lot of people only see the front, the face value, but they don't see the years, the tears, the failures, the hardships. So it's really inspiring that you're open to share that story, because I really wanted these conversations to be real. And I want people to say, yes, I want to aspire to this, but I want them to understand that there is hurdles, challenges, and it's going to be a painful road. But at the end of it, you can be in a position that is so far from what you dreamt was possible, right? And I think that leads me into one of our few closing questions, and just something to reflect on, because ultimately, like I said, we want to discuss mindset here. We want to give people some gems, some value to take on. There is a question that my mentor asked me a couple of years ago after I made an achievement. And he was like, now that you've achieved this, if you could have a conversation with your 10-year-old self, what would you say? So if you could speak to little Eric in Cameroon, who is having a difficult time, who is not doing well in school, who is having hard relationships at home because there's a lot of stress, and when you're in that environment and just doesn't see any hope, what would you tell 10-year-old Eric now?
No, I get you. The thing is, I heard that question also a lot, and me, most of my time, my answer is I wouldn't tell him anything. Like I wouldn't want to change anything. He deserves everything that happened to him. That's what made him the person that he is right now.
Okay.
But it's one thing that I would like him to hear a lot is that people love you. People care about you.
Yeah.
Because he didn't feel that, and he didn't see that, and he didn't know what's like to have people who actually love you and care about you.
Yeah.
So that's all I would tell him, for him to hear that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
But
that's
I will show more love because he didn't have it. So I will show more love.
That's so true, man. And I think sometimes as men, there's this, you can call it toxic masculinity if you want, but there's this tough love approach to boys specifically, get up, don't cry, be a man, that sort of stuff. And we don't get told enough that we're appreciated. We don't get told enough that we're loved, and it can lead us to find it in the wrong places, and it could lead to destruction, man. So I'm glad that that's something and a message that you want at least the younger generation to know, to pour into one another and pour into each other as men. So that's very important, man. Thank you for sharing that. Essentially, now that you're in this new season of life and you've gone through some difficult hardships, the mindset you had back then, you need a new mindset to sustain and maintain at this level. So what are some of the things that you do to keep yourself as, Eric fit in this new stage of life? How do you keep your mind sharp?
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I get close to God, reduce my circle of friends, and I think I read a lot, work a lot on myself. I'm trying to be as much as self-aware that I can be. Yeah. And I'm trying to give love to my people close, and I'm trying to receive as much as love as well. I'm trying to educate myself more, and I'm trying to adapt as well. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm trying to elevate as well my spirit and my self-belief. So if before I was believing for like 100, now it's 120.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, man. I think the last question that I have is one that I was thinking a lot about, because sometimes it's very difficult to share our traumas and some of the difficulties that we go through. Why is it so important for you to share your story? What is it that you want people to feel, to hear? Why is it important to share that?
Why, like at the beginning, from what I remember, why it was important, I think deep down, I just saw a movement. I just saw it never occurred to me that let me go out and do something I can speak about. I just saw a movement of people that were going through hardship and talk about it, and people get actually inspired from it. Yeah. Because that's how I also got inspired from people, by listening to people and by listening to what they've done, the business and everything. You listen to Elon Musk, you listen to, this guy. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like let me try to like tell my story. But you know, me, I was trying more to bring awareness to African people
Yeah, yeah,
because the mentality is not the best. And I
Yeah.
know because I've been there with
Yeah.
the same mentality. So I was trying to bring awareness to them like, yo, stop. Because I met a lot of African.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you know, Dubai is like the, I'm scared. Like, you know, you shouldn't do this. Blah, blah, blah. Who said that?
Yeah.
Bro, you just scared to make things happen.
Yeah.
You know. So I was trying to raise that awareness to African
to your
brother.
people, yeah.
And then it just turned into something else
Yeah.
like worldwide.
It became
you know?
bigger, right?
Yeah.
60 million views.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Incredible, man. But yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing that. I think we all have a responsibility to share what we've been through. Maybe not in big forums. It might not be in a podcast. It could be to a friend. It could be to, you know, just a listening ear. I think sometimes we go through the things that we go through so that someone else can receive healing from hearing, you know?
Yes,
Because someone
that's so
sees you and says, yo, he's going through exactly what I'm going through right now. So I know it's possible. And it lifts them up in that difficult moment. So it's important that we find the strength and the courage to share that. So I appreciate you for sharing that and spending some time with us here today, man. It's been a pleasure, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, bro.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing. So that wraps the very first episode of Invincible Minds. We were blessed to have a conversation with Mr. Eric Fitz. And one thing that I want you guys to know, it's not about the setbacks that you go through, but it's about how you manage to maneuver through them and who you become through them. So remember to sharpen your mindset and tell yourself that no matter what, I'm going to get this done and we're going to make it. There's no plan B. There's no plan C. I'm going to really, really put all my effort to achieve the goals that I have. So thank you again, Eric, for being here and sharing your wisdom. And we'll see you in the next episode.